Lucasfilm's new Pokemon doing Kathy's job? No, really. Hello, everyone. I am Mecha Random 42, the one, the only, the original, your favorite YouTube consumer advocate, Harpy. The shadow banning is a real thing with your favorite YouTubers. Anybody that you might subscribe to or want to subscribe to, you should absolutely throw all of your support in. If they have Patreons, which I do, I have Twitter, Twitch, BitChute, Subscribestar. I have a plethora of alternatives where you can find me. But the best way to find me is just check my channel daily. YouTube does not send my videos to many of my subscribers. It will not send it to you guys. You won't even know that I'm still uploading. And it's probably the same way for a lot of your other favorite content creators as well. So if you do like it, definitely check back. And I hate asking, but YouTube likes to blame you guys. And we all like to call YouTube out on their crap when they do blame you guys. And gals and everything in between, right? Because we don't want the PC police coming down on us. You know, they spend so much time trying to get rid of them that they become the thing that they want to get rid of. Or I suppose we're going off on tangents here all over the place. But that's okay. We're talking about Lucasfilm in particular. Now, Lucasfilm has a new employee that we're talking about here. They're naming Momita Sengupta, I'm saying your name incorrectly, I apologize, as the new EVP of physical production. All right. So we do know that Lucasfilm loves to hire a very diverse group of people, which is great. You know, we want more people coming to the table. We want more seats at the table. I'm wondering though, what seat you're taking? Like, whose lap are you sitting in here? Because I was reading through your job description, and it seemed pretty darn familiar here. So, exclusive Momita, Mo, so she goes by Mo, Sengupta has joined Lucasfilm as EVP Physical Production, so Executive Vice President of Physical Production. Sengupta recently served as the EVP of Production at Viacom. Oh, Viacom. Here you go. Wasn't Viacom not doing very well at some point recently? I mean, as far as I can tell, they weren't doing very well. And they had to go and incorporate again with some other... So, how are you failing upwards again? Oh, wait, we can theorize. We can tell how you're failing upwards. So you did not the greatest job over there, and now you're over at Disney and Lucasfilm. Well, if I were finding somebody to, I don't know, shuffle a lot of blame for, if I had to find somebody to take the brunt of failed properties, you know, I would probably go and find somebody with a spotty resume to bring in the ruse of inclusivity. And VP of production at Netflix, where she oversaw all physical production for original series in the US and the UK. Well, here's the thing with some of the Netflix shows. Some of them have been really, really amazing, and some of them you canceled just because what, you didn't like spending money on making real puppets for the Dark Crystal. So I don't know if I am on board with your Netflix reputation either. As EVP of Physical Production at Lucasfilm, Sengupta will report directly to Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy and lead all aspects of production, including physical production, post-production, visual effects, and production finance. This is everything that Kathleen Kennedy does. So, why are you hiring some new person? She asks, as if she didn't already tell you. Yeah. This is just odd timing. This is very, very odd timing. Right here, when we're hearing all of these rumors about this civil war behind the scenes at Lucasfilm, which just seems more like a tug of war. It doesn't seem anything deeper than Kathleen Kennedy has all this power and is still in charge of everything. And because of things like The Mandalorian being super successful, she's not going anywhere. She's not going anywhere. Not only is she not going anywhere anytime soon, in my opinion, I don't believe that The Mandalorian is going to retcon, fix, remove, especially since we've been hearing from the get-go, from day one, that The Mandalorian is going to tie directly into the sequel trilogy. So we're not going to have any erasure of it. We might have no mention of the sequel trilogy for a very, very, very long time. For probably at least 20 years. We might have no mention of... We're certainly not going to get a Ben Solo in the young teen years or the tween years. We're not going to get that series. We're not going to get a young Han Solo and Leia. We're not going to get they're young parents and they're in love and they have this bratty kid. We're not going to get that. We're not going to get a Star Wars sitcom. Of course, now I want to pitch that. What kind of mischief would it would be a Dennis the Menace show. It would be Ben Solo as Dennis the Menace. And he bothers old, who's a good, grumpy old Uncle Luke. And that's why Luke wants to murder him in his sleep, I suppose. Maybe that's it. You know what? There you go. Hire me. I just solved your connection issues to make Luke turn into this grumpy old man who would want to kill him. Because, let's face it, if Luke Skywalker is Mr. Wilson and Ben is Dennis the Menace, then I can see why Luke might be a little upset with him and want to, Last Jedi him out of the movie franchise. Kathleen Kennedy in all lead aspects of production, including physical... So she's doing Kathleen Kennedy's job. This is what I'm thinking. They're bringing in this woman to sit on Kathleen Kennedy's lap and to take... just like Kiri Hart. Do you remember Kiri Hart? She was one of their big Lucasfilm execs, and we never heard anything from her after a while. And she mysteriously vanished after all that Last Jedi stuff. Like Kathleen Kennedy might have, I don't know, passed the buck over to her, threw her under the bus just to protect her own backside. Because let's face it, Hollywood people might actually do that. We don't hear stories of how nice and wonderful and amazing and charitable a lot of these Hollywood people are. You hear stories that they're cutthroat, ruthless, politically motivated, at least not in the sense of, the government, the U.S. government, but in their office politics for sure. They have their little office politics, they have their cliques, they have their groups, they have their ways to stay in power, and they're ladder climbing people. Kathleen Kennedy seems like the type of woman who would pull the ladder up behind her once she climbed to the top. Hence bringing in this person here. Sengupta inherits a robust slate of productions currently underway or in pre-production at Lucasfilm, including The Mandalorian, Andor, The Bad Batch, Willow, Rogue Squadron, The Book of Boba Fett, and several others. At Disney Investor Day back in December, it was announced that there would roughly be 10 new Star Wars streaming series launched in the next few years on Disney+. Disney acquired Lucasfilm for $4 billion, yada yada, and they overpaid. And, well, they might have made a $5.9 billion at the box office, but they did not receive that free and clear. They still had to spend at least $200 million per film, at least, plus marketing, plus. And by the time you add in all those pluses and the theaters get their cut, and I know Disney does take a much larger percentage, I know a lot of us have done the math on this, and I think it was roughly sitting around, they still haven't made their original $4 billion back by the time you take into all the production costs and marketing and advertising and the theaters taking their cut. They still haven't made their money back on these anytime. No, they probably haven't. So I would actually be surprised to see if they actually even made their money back on buying Star Wars in the first place. That's all there really is to this article. How likely do you think that in about a year or so we'll hear that this one gets fired? Now, some people might see this and speculate that Kathleen Kennedy is on her way out the door. They might speculate she's fired. They might speculate she's going to retire. I'm speculating that she's not going anywhere and that the second something bad happens or something wrong happens, she's going to throw this one under the bus. Because, let's face it, once you have that kind of power to be the head of Lucasfilm, you don't want to give that up very easily. Kathleen Kennedy is almost untouchable at this point in Hollywood. She is probably the most powerful woman in Hollywood right now. Why would she allow a newcomer with just a small resume? I mean, and this is an impressive resume, don't get me wrong, it's better than mine. I certainly haven't had any of this success in television. But this is still a pretty small resume, all things considered. When you look at somebody like Kathleen Kennedy's resume, she's worked on everything from E.T. to the Indiana Jones movies. She was even in one of the damn ones, dancing around as a showgirl. I don't see this as being her leaving. And now keep in mind, if she does leave, it's going to be entirely 1000% her idea. It is not going to be out of being ousted, fired, removed, especially with as successful as The Mandalorian has been. Because let's face it, even I have a soft spot for the baby Grogu Yoda little boy. And I don't even watch the show. But what do you think? You think she's going to take Kathleen Kennedy's place? Or is Kathleen Kennedy just going to set her up as the next one to take the fall the next time something goes wrong? When the High Republic fails, or when the next thing, or when Cassian Andor fails, or when the Boba Fett series fails, and that is if. They might be perfectly good. We don't know yet. But tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. I am MechaRandom42, and I'll see you guys on the next video, live stream, or wherever. Bye. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!
Maybe he's Jake Skywalker. He's not my Luke Skywalker.